Okay, so Superstar Shakeup time. Ironically, both shows were pretty much here's a random match that has a little bit of storyline. Oh, here's your new debuting team or person, and they're going to win. So, Raw got to The Miz. Good. That's a very good pick. He works well both in your mid card and lower upper. He works in that nice range. He can be face or he can go heel. There's a lot of versatility in that character, which works incredibly well. For tag teams, I get the Usos. Okay, good. Usos are a very solid tag team. Of course, the production crew kind of blew the surprise when Gobblerood is in the ring and they show the Usos. And then the Usos show up. But good, solid tag team. Usos revival? Yes, please. Yes. I want to see them wrestle. And the Usos have done work with both American Alpha and American Beta. So now taking on, well, this is probably the last time we'll see, and it's not both Americans. So now it's the Canadian Alpha. I'll call them Alpha Flight. Not to get sued, but it's a Canadian-American crossover, so Alpha Flight. But they got another tag team. So Ricochet and Black are still a tag team and they're on Raw. Okay. And then Rowan Hansen, the War Eric and Ivor? The names sound cool. The Viking Experience. Awesome tag team, lame name. They were okay in their random thrown together 8-person tag match. So they got to hit their finisher, but I did not see a Thor's Hammer, which I explained to Buddy who doesn't watch NXT. Like Thor's Hammer, it's pop up into a power slam. Looks fantastic. So their tag division got incredibly strong. SmackDown took a shot to their tag division. NXT lost their champions. So either they'll vacate the titles and then do a tournament, but now NXT's tag division is not as strong as it used to be. So they really need to rebuild their tag division. Now for the women. Since they brought over the Usos, Naomi had to join them. Okay, Naomi's on Raw. Okay. That's pretty good. She has to go with her husband, which makes sense. You don't want to break up certain groups. And since Aleister Black is now on Raw, I was like, well, you should see Andrade. So Andrade, of course, came back with Selena Vega, who's married to Aleister Black, so it makes sense, and had a really solid match with Finn Balor. You could tell they hadn't wrestled each other, that they were kind of off a little bit, but solid match. And I was like, man, that's a pretty good mid-card right there. And with Naomi coming down, Naomi teamed up with Bayley to take on the Iconics. And of course, the person who's new wins the match. Okay. So far, so good, not bad. A lot's interrupted by Rey Mysterio. Okay, Mysterio, Andrade, solid matches. They also got Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander, Rey Mysterio, Andrade, Finn Balor, Miz. They also picked up Eric Young, who could probably fit somewhere in that category. That's a really solid mid-card. That's a lot of good workhorses. At the same time, too, Rollins Mysterio would be a fantastic match. Cedric Alexander Rollins. I mean, there's a lot of good, fresh matchups there. And then it was rolling into our main event. 2/3 of the Shield got to take on the Baron Corbin Army of Evil. Okay. But who would join them? Who would be a big enough person to be the main event of that? AJ Styles showed up. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, I definitely dig seeing AJ Styles in this role. Because now you've got Styles on that show, which I think works incredibly well. Styles and Rollins would be a fantastic match. Styles and Balor, great match. We've seen them have a match before. Really good. And I was like, that's actually good. They did a pretty good job balancing out Raw. So, the random puppet in a box. I don't quite know. Are you Are you for Bray Wyatt? You don't know? Okay. So that's okay. I'm fine with that. And then we had the. So. Wait, there's. Yes, hi. So we've got 2 random puppets. Now what? So we've got random girl puppet. This one's got a problem with the mouth. There we go. Now it's a lot less creepy. So you've random girl puppet. So with the weird doll thing, Sister Abigail. I don't know. Yes, if you know who these are from, my daughter likes the show, and it's one of the few YouTube programs that I let her watch. So for her birthday, good to kind of get Phoebe. So Raw did a pretty good job, and NXT took a shot, but not bad. It could have been the Undisputed Era, which would have really hurt them. Or Velveteen Dream, or Velveteen Experience, just the experience, maybe Dream Experience, I don't know. It's on Smackdown. We begin with Finn Balor. Okay. I like that. And he took on Mustafa Ali. I like that a lot. That's really solid. And they have Buddy Murphy. Okay, so now they're mid-card. You could have Finn Balor, Joe, if he's still there. Either of the Hardys can show up and do a mid-card spot. Xavier Woods could work mid-card. Ali and Buddy Murphy will work some fantastic matches. They had some great matches on 205. Even, Buddy Murphy could even work a feud with Kofi Kingston, and it would work incredibly well. Okay, that works good. They didn't get a tag team, per se, for the men's divisions. Okay, not a problem. Now I'm going to jump to the end because I'll do the women's division as its own separate piece. McMahon was like, I've got this fantastic new acquisition, the greatest acquisition ever for SmackDown. Elias. Okay. I was thinking McIntyre or Lashley, but Elias. Okay. Elias he's a good sequence. Again, he can work in your mid card. He can work lower mid. He can work mid lower main. Okay. That works really well. Then Roman came down. Okay. I think Roman needs to be on SmackDown. Roman needs to get away from Raw, get away from the Universal title. It allows Rollins to have a much wider range of people to take on. They also picked up Lars Sullivan for SmackDown. Roman Lars Sullivan, maybe he can help give him that Braun Strowman feel to him. Same time too, Roman facing off with Eric Rowan and the new Daniel Bryan. You also can use Roman to really help legitimize Kofi Kingston. Or a feud with Randy Orton. Now that Orton seems to kind of care about what he's doing now. Or Roman Balor. They did a pretty good job with that. But the group that really, really made an absolute killing on SmackDown is the women's division. So Becky Two Belts came down. It's happy to be there. Talking about how fantastic she is. Now she's got, something lined up for her on Raw. And Ember Moon came down. Okay. Ember Moon for Naomi? Fair trade. Immediately overshadowed by Bayley. With the crowd kind of being meh to it. Okay. Which then led the Iconics to come down. Thinking, okay, well, we've got 5 women now, but 2 of them are kind of, I guess, tag teams now. Then Paige came down to I'm introducing a new tag team. Which then made Fire and Desire come down, so I guess they're not breaking up now? Okay. They're like, that's right, Absolution is back. And Paige is like, no, we're not. I'm not introducing you guys at all. Sorry. My new tag team is Asuka. And I was like, They're bringing up Kairi Sane. who's done everything in the NXT Women's Division, but I liked watching Kairi and Io Shirai. They're a great tag team. Fun, exciting, the crowd loves them, and it helped Io Shirai really help work more in the States and get her more acclimated to everything going on NXT. I'm like, no. Which led to random 4-on-4 tag match. Okay. But that means then that the women's division on Smackdown picked up Ember Moon, Bayley, Kairi Sane. That's a huge get for the women's division. It almost seems like they kind of went, okay, we'll do more tag on SmackDown, more tag on Raw, more women on SmackDown. I'd almost say they actually came out pretty even. Who got hurt was 205 Live, who lost 2 guys. And NXT, who lost one of their main event women, and their current tag champs. Maybe since everyone is fully fluid and go everywhere, maybe I wouldn't mind seeing Sasha go back down to NXT for a little while. I think you have her go back there. I would like to see her work with Shayna Baszler. Love to see her work with Bianca Belair. Or go back more boss and take on someone like Candice LeRae. I think that their division definitely does need a little extra oomph. And then she can finally have her dream match, which is Io Shirai. Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks is money. If you want someone to help balance out the 4 horsewomen, Io Shirai with either Bianca Belair and Sasha, or Sasha and Candice LeRae would be a fantastic way to work some of those women in. And that allows them to do something for a little while. It gives Sasha some time to kind of, just clear her head. They can do a refresh for her character when they bring her back onto Raw. And give her a month to just kind of just relax, decompress, get everything straightened out. Give her the refresh that she needs from a character standpoint. Have her do some awesome things in NXT to really help reignite her passion. And then by the time she comes back, then you might have Dakota Kai might be rather kind of coming back from, or Tegan Nox coming back from her injuries. So you could really start then kind of develop more of the women's division on NXT at that time. But all in all, both shows came out looking pretty good, all things considered. So, overall, not bad. They did a good job pretty much balancing out the 2 shows and bringing in enough fresh blood. But now I feel incredibly bad for Heavy Machinery. EC3. Lacey Evans, she's doing something? She's now had 2 main roster matches, both against Natalya. One she lost on main event, and one she won on Raw to be the person to challenge Becky Lynch for the Raw title. The lady versus the man. Okay. I feel like this is a double test. It's a test both for Becky Lynch. How good of a match can she put on with Lacey Evans? And for Lacey Evans, how good of a match can you put on when the lights are bright and you're taking on the main champion? All in all, they did a pretty good job with the shakeup. I'm interested to see where NXT goes from here, though.